4 rules I learned from watching my first business go up in flames. 95% of all businesses fail within their first 5 years. Take that in for a moment. If you have recently started a business, you are almost guaranteed to fail. Why in the world would so many people start businesses, me amongst them, if they are basically writing themselves a death sentence? Before I started my media company, I had spent 3.5 years working for another business. In December 2014, I came to the realization that I would not be working at that job forever. I approached my boss to discuss building a side project of my own within his business. My idea was a monthly greeting card business. The bonus was that I already had the images and the best verses to use, and an audience to target because of my job. In my mind, there was no way I could fail. As I began sending out contracts with the photographers, I was basically counting how much money I would be making in the first month. Boy, was I in for a surprise. I had created the first 3 products and gotten a dozen or so photographers on board. However, when I announced the product to what I thought would be an eager audience, it totally flopped. Out of the over 150,000 people I had, only 2 signed up. When I went to production with the cards, the printing company totally failed on me. Everything that could have gone wrong did. The entire budget for the year had already been spent and we had essentially 0 interest. I had to come back to my boss and tell him that the launch was a failure. Success is the result of perfection, hard work, learning from failure, loyalty, and persistence. Colin Powell. A few months later, when I came to him with the idea for what is Ratspack Media today, he laughed me out of the room. After the failed attempt, why in the world would he let me shift my focus from work again, just to fail? Fast forward 3 years, and I am now running Ratspack Media full-time, generating 6 figures. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Rule number 1, get used to failing. While it is true that almost all businesses fail within the first 5 years, that does not mean that the entrepreneurs who run them will never succeed. Just because your first idea fails, and it probably will, does not mean you should quit trying. When starting a business, you need to be prepared to fail. Everything that can go wrong will, and you'd better expect them to. If you don't, your business will join the graveyard. Even if the business fails, pull yourself back up and try again. Rule number 2, people will think you are crazy, and you probably are. Remember how 95% of all businesses fail. Yeah, you do have to be a bit crazy to want to try this thing. Yeah, it is easier to just keep your 9-to-5 job and your pension plan. Yeah, it is easier to let someone else build the future. But where's the fun in that? Starting a business is not for the faint of heart, and most people will assume you've gone off your rocker. They will likely say it until the moment you are successful. One of my favorite memes is, work so hard that your haters ask if you're hiring. The reason I love it so much is because it is so true. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford. Rule number 3, there are a ton of great ideas, but almost no great execution. When you take the leap to start a business, you are likely starting out with an idea that you are sure will take you to the top of the mountain. When I started my business, I thought it would be a one-stop shop for online marketing. Now, we only focus on Facebook and Instagram management for clients. If I had kept going with the original idea, I would likely have failed already. At the beginning of a business, it is crucial to have a mission and a plan to execute, but you had better be willing to tweak and optimize it over time. Rule number 4, test before you invest. When I started my greeting cards company, I put a lot of time into the creation of the products and the deals with the photographers. Before we had sold any products, we had already invested in the business. If I were to do it all over again, I would start by testing the waters, such as seeing what people thought about the cards, how much they would be willing to pay, how much interest there was in the idea, before putting so much into it. I apply this rule these days, especially in my clients' ad campaigns. Whenever we start a new product launch, we begin by targeting their most engaged audience. We wait to see what these people think of the new product, and only then do we begin running ads to colder audiences. When building a business, things may not always be in your favor. It is most important to remember that even if things go south, it is not too late. You will always have another chance, you will always get to try again, and you will always have another great idea. You enjoyed this video, right? Our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. Also, we have hand-picked other interesting videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss other educative videos like this. We love you. Thank you.